It may seem, quiet and frozen outdoors in the backyard, but that does not mean that there isn't some gardening work to be done.
There's always work to be done. This morning, Dale Kay is live out in the elements with his winter checklist for your landscape and how to kind of prep yourself for spring. Good morning, Dale.
Good morning, Cody. Actually, I was really just joking. There's absolutely nothing to do in the garden.
I thought that was the best part
January.
of winter is you don't have to do any gardening. No, maybe not the best part, but
I'm really just waiting for spring, summer. I know it's about 250 days to the state fair.
You're just waiting for all the 19 feet of snow to melt at this point.
The only thing is, while you're waiting, it does get a wee little bit chilly out here. My drink,
frozen.
my fruity drink, it's froze. It's froze. There is a couple of things that you can do in the backyard, of course, during the winter months. And with the thaw coming up this weekend, might be a good idea to get outside and take a peek around the backyard. A lot of snow back here, and back in this backyard, over a foot of snow. And actually, Cody, I just did that for you, for your little measuring stick. 13 inches back here in Mendota Heights. And that is actually a good thing when it comes to our gardens. It provides a nice blanket, a lot of insulation under there. The only drawback is that critters can kind of go almost undetected back there. So we'll talk about those in a little bit. One thing that you can do in the winter months is winter pruning or dormant pruning, particularly for oak trees, because you don't want to prune those when it's in season, when they got the leaves out. A lot of disease and oak wilt can get into those types of trees. And really anything that's lost its leaves or has defoliated for the season, that is all fine to prune right now. And when it comes to pruning, a good pruner just like this one, this type of bypass pruner works really, really well. If you're doing some tall trees, if you got a pole pruner, that's fine. If it's uncomfortable past a pole pruner, you want to call probably a professional tree service to kind of prune those larger trees, particularly if you got larger oaks. So a good bypass pruner like that. If you got some other shrubbery, or you want to cut down your ornamental grasses, things like that, a pair of head shears just like this works quite nicely. The other thing that you can do is take stock of your tools and make sure they're good to go for the spring, particularly, any of your digging shovels or forks like this. I got these pruners here. You can see they're quite dirty, actually really kind of ratchet dirty. So, to oil those up and give them a good cleaning, a good disinfected cleaning before the season is also advantageous. Now, I mentioned critters can kind of be lurking. Voles can be an issue, but particularly rabbits and deer as well. So there are some things that you can do to help mitigate those types of critters. Of course, it can be a wee little bit tricky, but any type of poultry netting like this, if you can kind of dig the snow away from those bushes that are being chomped on and get some poultry netting around them, that will work quite nice. There are repellents as well that you can use. There's some scrams. This one's here is deer scram, and then rabbit scram. And also, blood and bone meal is quite good at deterring rabbits. They're quite sensitive to kind of peppery tastes as well. That will deter them as well. So if you're up for it, you can raid the kitchen spice cabinet. And I raided the spice cabinet this morning, and I found a few things that will actually help deter rabbits. I've got some crushed red pepper here, and I'm just going to pop this into my little spreader. What else have I got? Minced onions. That will work. In they go. Cayenne pepper. Ooh, spicy. Don't want to hurt them. We'll just put a little bit of that in. What else? Garlic powder. That is a little ripper. You could also put some crushed garlic cloves in there. And then finally, chili powder. There we go. That all goes in just like that. Got my lid. Got my drink. Crikey. Got my pruners. And my drink. Hang on. Now you can see here, see this Weigela here? This is almost like lettuce. Almost like, actually I'm going to leave a little bit of lettuce out for them. This Weigela, because it's soft wood, it's actually quite tender, and that is really what rabbits go for. They've gone for this, not the viburnum, and they've made actually quite a mess of this shrub. So I'm actually going to just clean it up quick so it looks kind of even. And this will actually, I think, will bounce back. Look at it. Oh, crikey, the snow's deep. I'm up past my thighs in snow. And then I got my concoction here. Ugh. Give that a shake. And then that goes around the shrub, just like that. And then with any luck, Alex and Cody, with any luck, that ought to do it. Oh, and don't forget to feed the birds. I forgot those. Keep your bird feeders full as well.
That may be the most useful tip, Dale, you've ever given us, mostly because we all go through our cabinets once a year and find all of the expired
spices. Yeah.
And now, instead of throwing them away, you just throw them in your yard and you deter all the rabbits.
All right, Dale.
Exactly.
We do need to talk to you about your littering problem, though. So
might want to pick
another
that up.
segment.